Scientists say that everything is a matter of probability. The chances of surviving a plane crash, being bitten by a shark in the ocean, or escaping a disaster can all be expressed with numbers. But sometimes, there are moments when mathematics completely fails us. Welcome to the stories of people who survived situations where death seemed 100% certain, simply by continuing to breathe. The woman who fell from the sky. On January 26, 1972, Yugoslav Airlines Flight 367 took off from Stockholm, heading toward Belgrade. 22-year-old flight attendant Vesna Vulović was not even supposed to be on that flight that day. Because of a mix-up caused by two employees having similar names, the airline accidentally assigned her to the flight. While the plane was flying over Czechoslovakia, a suitcase bomb hidden inside the baggage compartment exploded. The aircraft's steel fuselage broke apart within seconds, throwing the 28 people inside into the open air. Everyone except Vesna was killed. Vesna was inside the detached tail section of the aircraft. By pure chance, a food cart pinned her inside the narrow section, preventing her from being thrown out. Vesna began falling from 33,330 feet, or roughly 10,000 meters, without a parachute. This became the highest recorded fall survived without a parachute, according to Guinness World Records. The tail section crashed into a hillside covered with snow-covered pine trees, which slowed its descent and absorbed some of the impact. The person who found her was a local villager named Bruno. By incredible coincidence, Bruno had been a medical orderly during World War II. After hearing Vesna's screams, he immediately began giving her first aid. Her skull was fractured, and she had broken vertebrae, pelvis, ribs, and legs. She remained in a coma for 27 days and was temporarily paralyzed. But incredibly, after several months of rehabilitation, she made a full recovery and eventually returned to the airline, working in an office. 60 hours beneath the ocean. On the morning of May 26, 2013, at around 4:30 a.m., a tugboat called Jaskin 4 was assisting an oil tanker off the coast of Nigeria when massive waves caused the vessel to capsize and rapidly sink. The 29-year-old Nigerian cook aboard the vessel, Harrison Okene, was in the bathroom at the time. The ship crashed upside down onto the ocean floor, around 30 meters below the surface. In the darkness, Harrison managed to make his way through the flooding corridors and reach an engineering office. There, he discovered a small air pocket trapped near the ceiling of the overturned room, about 1.2 meters high. The other 11 crew members had drowned. Harrison was the only survivor. Wearing nothing but his underwear, Harrison waded in the freezing water. To protect himself from the cold, he built a makeshift platform from floating mattresses and kept as much of his body out of the water as possible. During the hours spent in complete darkness, he could hear the sounds of marine animals and sharks feeding on the bodies of his dead crewmates outside. The oxygen was slowly running out, and with every breath, the increasing carbon dioxide levels brought him closer to death. After exactly 60 hours, a South African search and rescue diver named Nico arrived to recover the bodies from the wreck. As he moved through the dark room with his camera, a hand suddenly reached out from the water and grabbed his hand. The diver immediately pulled back in shock because he could not believe anyone could still be alive at that depth after 3 days. Harrison was slowly brought to the surface using a specially designed helmet and was kept in a decompression chamber for several days to prevent decompression sickness. Harrison had done the impossible. The man lost in the Pacific. On November 17, 2012, 36-year-old experienced fisherman José Salvador Alvarenga and his newly hired 24-year-old assistant, Ezequiel Cordoba, set out from the coast of Mexico for what was supposed to be a 30-hour shark fishing trip. But that night, a powerful storm destroyed the engine and radio on their boat. The currents began carrying them farther and farther into the open Pacific Ocean. They had neither food nor fresh water. The two men survived by catching seabirds, fish, and turtles that came close to their boat, sometimes using nothing but their bare hands. They collected rainwater whenever it rained, and when there was no rain, they drank turtle blood to survive. But by the end of the 4th month, the younger man, Ezekiel, became severely depressed and eventually died after refusing to eat the raw food they had available. Alvarenga spent 6 days talking to his friend's lifeless body, trying to keep himself from losing his mind. Eventually, he released the body into the ocean. Now he was completely alone. He counted the days and months by watching the phases of the moon in the sky. He waved at massive cargo ships passing nearby, but no one noticed the tiny fiberglass boat. After exactly 15 months and 438 days, Alvarenga saw a green spot on the horizon. He had reached the Marshall Islands, approximately 6,700 miles, or around 10,800 kilometers, away from Mexico. He abandoned the boat and swam toward the shore, where local residents found him looking almost like a wild man. Alvarenga became known as the person who survived the longest time at sea in recorded history. These people returned from the edge of death not through luck alone, but through an unbelievable determination to survive. So, which of these 3 do you think endured the most difficult experience? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to tell us what mysterious events, cave accidents, or extraordinary stories you'd like us to explore in future videos. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.